Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside for the next 2 hours, and certainly glad that you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. This segment brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, they care as much about your money as you do. And Doak Propane, for all your propane needs in Polk County and surrounding counties, see the folks at Doak. Here as we begin our hashtag Next 50, building on the 100 greatest athletes in Southwest Missouri history that was done by Jock 98.7 back in the early 2000s, and we have decided to start adding to that list. Our first edition was a professional baseball player for the Chicago White Sox. His name was Claude Preston Lefty Williams. Many folks remember him from the movie 8 Men Out. Lefty Williams lost 3 World Series games in the 1919 World Series, panned the Black Sox series. Well, Lefty Williams was born in Aurora, Missouri in 1893, so he was our first addition to that list, and you can see all of those at at thescoreboardguy.net. And our next addition to that list is former Waynesville Tiger and from Lindenwood University, Kallie Bildner. Kallie has been kind enough to join us. Kallie, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am good, and congratulations on behalf of the Chevroleters of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, and S&H Farm Supply on the hashtag Next 50. Waynesville Tiger, Lady Tiger, going back to the early 2000 teens, graduated in 2016 from Waynesville. Take us back to your earliest memories there as a Waynesville Lady Tiger.
My earliest memory would be freshman year. We actually won the district championship, and being a freshman, that was a complete different world that I've never been a part of. And starting off freshman year, being a starter on the varsity team, there was a lot of pressure, I guess you could say, and I actually ended up being a team captain by the end of the freshman season, so that was definitely something that I'll never forget.
Going back, how long had you been involved in basketball? I understand your father's a retired, long-time high school boys basketball coach there at Waynesville. Is that kind of where your interest started?
Yes, so I started playing basketball when I was about 5. I actually played on an all-boys team from kindergarten through 6th grade because there were no girls my age in Waynesville that played basketball. So being on an all-boys team, that really helped me develop physically and mentally just because their game is so much far ahead than girls basketball. So that really developed me into the player I became.
As you look back on your high school career and being a team captain as a freshman, there were probably likely some upperclassmen that really maybe influenced you and affected you in a positive way, maybe mentored you, so to speak. As you look back at your high school career, who were some of those players, peers, and maybe coaches that really kind of helped form your game?
Yeah, Coach Matlock helped out a lot. We had been family friends growing up since my dad was the men's basketball coach and she is the women's basketball coach. But she sat me down and just told me, like, everything's going to be okay. You're in this role because you deserve it, and just do what you know how to do, and everything will be fine. And then player-wise, I would say Hannah Bland, which she was 2 years older than me. She was a team captain, so she kind of just took me under her wing and kind of showed me the way.
As you look back at the high school career, 2,000 points scored in high school, 1,000 rebounds, or more than 1,000 rebounds, more than 2,000 points. Your senior year, the Class 5 Player of the Year. What are those highlights outside of those you look back on, the district championship, your freshman year? What are some things that really stand out about your high school career?
I would just say all the memories that I had throughout the seasons and all the different girls and the individual things we were able to do each season. I started off my high school career winning a district championship, and then I ended my high school career in a district championship. So just small things like that you'll remember for the rest of your life, including the 1,000 plus rebounds and the 2,000 plus rebounds. But it's the team success that you'll remember more than the individual.
Visiting with Kallie Bildner from the Waynesville Lady Tigers basketball program and Lindenwood University here as part of our hashtag Next 50 greatest athletes in Southwest Missouri history. This segment brought to you by First Independent Bank of Aurora, Missouri. First Independent Bank of Aurora, helping that community and some surrounding communities grow by providing affordable home, auto, and commercial loans. Kallie, as you look back at your high school career, let's visit a little bit about the rivalries. Obviously, the Ozark Conference, you've got the Kickapoos, the West Plains, who are with Coach Womack. They're always a very good physical team, and Kickapoo, Glendale. What are some of the rivalries that really stand out to you? Maybe it's a team or even maybe players that you really enjoyed battling against.
As a team, I think our number one rival was Kickapoo, just because they're good every year, and that's just whenever you have a program that's always good, you always want to beat that program that's good. So as for Waynesville, Kickapoo was one of our main rivals for basketball, I would say. And individually, I would say probably Parkview, just because they had a player on their team that was in the same position as me, and we just got to battle every year. And so that was just something that I always looked forward to.
Now, coming out of your senior year, you attend Lindenwood University. What went into that decision, and how long had that decision already taken place? Reading your bio, it goes back to your freshman year when you attended a game there at Lindenwood. Kind of take us through that process of that decision being made, and obviously an outstanding decision, but take us through the process of deciding to go to Lindenwood.
Yep, so actually my freshman year of high school, I attended a Lindenwood women's basketball game, and I remember sitting in the stands watching the game thinking I'll never be good enough to play here. And then as I progressed through high school and I started getting all the recruitment letters, Lindenwood was one of them, so I went on a visit. It felt like home. I really meshed with the team. The coaches were amazing. It just felt like the right decision for me, so I committed the summer going into my senior year of high school.
And in 2016-17 season, your freshman year in college, you were part of the MIAA, and you were the freshman of the year in that conference, averaging nearly 15 points a game and almost 10 rebounds a game. So you led the Lions, the Lindenwood Lions, in both categories. What do you remember from your freshman year at Lindenwood?
Freshman year was a battle, to be honest. Just changing from the high school play to the college play was a big step, and for the first of the season, I remember Coach coming to me right before the game and telling me that I was going to start. And of course, you're a freshman at your first game, you automatically get nervous. And he was like, you've earned this, you'll be fine, just do what you know how to do. And so the season progressed, and right before Christmas break, I tore my groin and was out for almost 9 weeks trying to recover the groin because it kept getting re-injured and such like that. But then as the season progressed through, we made the conference tournament for the first time in Lindenwood history, so that was a huge mile marker for our program.
And then you go into your sophomore year, and you set multiple regular season records at 352 points. Rebound. You have to take me through those. What are those records? You look at these numbers: 352, single season scoring record at 535. Second team MIAA with 17.5 points and 11.5 rebounds that year. And what was your sophomore year? Did you feel like you really grew, maybe physically as well as mentally, going into your sophomore year there, and still a member of the MIAA, I believe?
Yep, we were still in the MIAA. I would say individual growth and team growth. Sophomore year, we really kind of bought in and came together as a team, and we ended up winning the MIAA conference tournament and clinching a bid to the national tournament, which was also a first for the program. And none of us really knew what to expect going to a national tournament because we had never been there before. And all those memories and just the first, I'll never forget those.
Yeah. Then you go from the MIAA, so you're already a freshman year in the MIAA, an all-conference performer. Then you go to the GLVC, and how did that change, as far as talent-wise? Obviously, travel-wise, it changed quite a bit. You also bring teams like Drury into that, maybe William Jewell. What was that like, making that adjustment to a new conference?
It wasn't super big, just because for our non-conference schedule, we played a lot of GLVC teams when we were in the MIAA, so we were aware of quite a few of them. We had played Drury when we were in the MIAA, things like that. The big adjustment was the travel schedule, because for the MIAA, we would leave Wednesday morning and not come back until late Saturday night. And then for the GLVC, we drove up on Thursday, came back, and then drove up again on Saturday and then came back. So it was so much less so much less overnight stays. So we were in the school and doing our schoolwork more.
Now, your home opener back in this year, 35 points and 14 rebounds, and a double-digit come-from-behind win against Pittsburgh State. What do you remember about that contest?
That was a huge win for us. They had just beat Kansas in their exhibition game, and so opening up with them for our first regular season game, we knew it was going to be a battle, and we had just left them in the MIAA, so we still had a little bit of a rivalry going on, and we battled to the end, and we were able to pull it off.
You go and you talked a little bit about the rivalries there within the Ozark Conference. What was it like at the college level? Who were those teams and those facilities? Maybe it's a facility you enjoyed playing in, maybe the most outside of your home facility, but what were some of the memories there at the college level with rivalries, both team-wise and individual-wise, and probably played against some of the kids, maybe young ladies that you even played against in high school?
Yep, so for Lindenwood in the MIAA, almost every team was a rival. We had, the previous years, we hadn't had much success against the team, so we really wanted to go out and win every single game. So every game was a battle. I really liked playing at Northwest up in Maryville University, just because that's where my dad played college basketball. So it just kind of brought an ease to me, and just, it was the same gym that he played in, so just memories like that, like you don't really think, oh, I'm going to play in the same gym that my dad played in, and just seeing his picture in the Hall of Fame there, just my basketball experiences are really cool.
Visiting once again with Kallie Bildner here from Waynesville Lady Tigers and the Lindenwood Lady Lions is our hashtag Next 50, and Kallie, as you look back at your senior season at the college level, a whole lot of especially towards the end of it, with the coronavirus. How did that affect your team? Were you able to get closure, so to speak?
Really no closure. We were actually at Drury for the national tournament. We had just practiced. We were getting on the bus. We were supposed to play the next day, and we got the call while we were on the bus then, go home, the tournament's been canceled. So we really didn't ever have any closure, and we couldn't have any team meetings after that just because everything was shut down as soon as they called off the tournament. We're still kind of just lingering around, I guess you could say. It doesn't really feel like basketball's over yet, but once I know like my teammates are going back to Lindenwood and starting practices, I know it'll kick in that, wow, it's really over.
Now, as you've officially graduated, correct, from Lindenwood University?
Correct. Yes.
You've got a degree in physical education, and you've recently, not as recent as I thought, but within the last month, you've signed a contract to continue your career in the education field. Fill us in on that. What led into that decision?
Yes, so I accepted a job for Lebanon Middle School PE, and I will also be the JV girls volleyball coach and the middle school assistant basketball coach. And Lebanon's a great place, and growing up, they were only about 30 minutes down the road, and they have an amazing gym, and I know their athletics are headed in the right direction, and I'm excited to get started and see what we can do.
Now, how is that, and obviously you probably haven't had an opportunity to meet the folks there at Lebanon with all of the social distancing things going on, but do you feel like you're maybe going to take a little bit of ribbing? You know, hey, this is Waynesville. What the heck is a Waynesville lady doing in here? Especially probably all the success you had in that gymnasium as a player.
Yep, I think my success that I had in high school and college led me to the position I'm in, and I think they saw the success and were like, yeah, we want her on board. I think she can do a lot of great things for us, so I'm hoping I can.
Absolutely. Well, Kallie, it's been just a joy to visit with you, and a name that I was not as familiar with. I've become a lot more familiar. We've had just some off the air conversations, and the coaches that I've talked to in that region respect your talent very highly, and your new athletic director Will Christian had a conversation with him, and they're excited to have you be a part of Yellow Jacket Nation, and hopefully this stuff gets back to normal sooner rather than later.
I sure hope so.
You bet. Well, Kallie, again, congratulations on behalf of Chevrolet of the Ozarks, SNH Farm Supply. Great Southern Bank and Play It Again Sports on the hashtag Next 50, and hopefully we'll get to run into each other in the gymnasium soon as this stuff gets out of this country. Very good. Kallie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, and again, congratulations.